Hey everyone, today I'm going to be showing you some of the critical information that I thought you'd find useful in the PPP second round application. And for those of you that don't know, the application was actually publicized and released earlier this week, which is the week of the 11th. And depending on your financial institution, they're going to be making it available in the next 24 to 48 hours for the actual applications. Now, there's a couple things that I found to be a little bit different than the first go around. And I thought this would be useful to be able to help you show you some of the critical pieces. My recommendation is to be able to get a lot of the documentation and paperwork ready now, because what I've been hearing, including my bank, is going to be doing an online portal. Whereas the first time we submitted it manually and they processed it, this time a lot of the banks are going into an online portal phase where a lot of that support may not be as available. So having the documentation prepared based on what the stipulations say will be a critical piece. Number one is the PPP loan document is basically going to be, this is where it kind of summarizes all of the requirements and the background and everything else. This is on the SBA website. Now, if you want to just take a look at the application and be able to review exactly what the requirements are, what you'll do is you'll be able to download the PDF here and take a look at, and this is basically what the application looks like. Relatively straightforward application, legal name, NAICS code, et cetera, et cetera. What I found to be interesting was this right here, the first draw SBA loan number. This number you may not be aware of, so it would be good to ask the company that you went through and got your first draw from. I would recommend getting that number now. Number two is your reduction in gross receipts. And this one, I've been reading that there's a couple of different ways to do it. The first one, if you are in a corporation, whether you're an S Corp or a C Corp, more than likely you have an accounting software. And so that might be QuickBooks. And so obviously with QuickBooks, you can pull a report based on the quarter. So the recommendation is to basically pick a quarter date. So you can't pick like February, March, and April. You should pick either, months 1 through 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10, 11, 12. Basically break it down by quarter, not just a 3-month period. Get the printout of that. If you don't use an accounting software or a bookkeeping software, my recommendation would be to pull that up, look at your bank deposits, and look at the first 3 months and break it down by months in terms of deposits, and just make sure all that kind of matches up. Because if you don't have an accounting software, then obviously you're going to have to do it manually. And generally, your bank account is going to be the best case in showing the reduction in deposits. That can also be considered revenue. You can also show invoices as a backup, but that's probably going to be what you're going to need to do. The second thing is that your period in which you're going to be qualifying for the loan. For most NAICS codes, you're going to get 2.5 times of your monthly payroll over a period of time. Now, my bank has asked us for 6 months of 2019, and we can pick which 6 months. I've read that it's up to 12 months in certain, as far as the SBA requirements, and I've yet to verify that, but depending on your bank. So what I recommend is have pull the calculations for your first 6 months and your last 6 months, as well as have your full 12 months just prepared. If you're using a payroll provider, which I hope you are, they should be able to get those reports for you relatively quickly. If you're doing the payroll yourself, you're obviously going to need to use your IRS forms for the payroll reporting to be able to be the documentation and the backup documentation for your payroll amounts. And then the same thing goes for everyone that uses a third-party payroll company like Gusto or ADP. We use Gusto, and they make it extremely easy to get the printouts. So for us, with literally a click of a button, we were able to get our 6 months, any type of date range we wanted from 2019 and have it prepared, which obviously helps you in the forgiveness application in the future. So I would really recommend getting those documents prepared, because if you're preparing for the online portal for the PPP submission based on your bank, you may not have a lot of time to get questions answered and things like that. And we want to make sure that you get the application in as quickly as possible. The other part that I also wanted to share was this document here, which is actually from last summer and has a lot of frequently asked questions on on the qualification, how things are calculated, and things like that. So this is also a good resource. What I'm going to do is I'm going to post the link to both of these in the comment section, and take a look at it and let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm not a financial professional. I'm just trying to help out other business owners in kind of getting these things up and running. These are some of the challenges that I've had in getting my stuff prepared. So hopefully this helps you with some headaches as we get down to the wire of the application coming in. So hope you find it useful. If you have any questions, I'll do the best I can to answer it, and also post the other comments below. Thanks.